Welcome to the show. It is me, your girl, Labora Lee, and you have now tuned in to Ambitiously the podcast. You definitely have. I know I've been gone for a couple days, but had some family things we had to take care of. Plus, I got a new job, so I had to study for a few exams. I'm still studying, but of course, I got to take some time out to come through and bless everybody with the Gab because we are on the Gab beat. If you don't know by now, today is Media Monday. Today is the day that we talk about all of the trending topics and all the stuff that's going on, as much as we can fit into 1 hour. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. So before I get into all of that, there's a few things I need to say. The phone line is open 443-850-4828, 443-850-4828. You can text, you could drop a comment, you can ask me to drop the link and I will. And you can join me on the show as well. I have a few announcements after I get through the gab and all of that stuff too. Also, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. Every like, every share, and every subscription is greatly appreciated. You help us keep this thing going. So, do that. And that's a free way for you to do so. Anyway, before I get into it, y'all, let me play this quick commercial. I'll be right back. What's good, my ambitious ones? I am here because Savage Fenty is offering up something extraordinary. You get 2 for $29 bras and 50% off other items for new VIP members. You heard me. 2 bras for $29 plus 50% off of other items for new VIP memberships. I mean, you can't beat that. You just can't beat it. And it's a way to, keep your sexy going and all of that good stuff. I have a few Savage Fenty items. I love them. Actually, I'm not going to show you everything, but this bra I have on right now is a Savage Fenty from the Savage Fenty collection. And I love the products that Rihanna has churned out, Okay, keep it sexy, like I said. But anyway, so if you're watching this on YouTube, because I got to tell y'all about that too. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's in the description below. Yeah, below. YouTube, Facebook is on one, so I will drop it, but they're on one. They're not really letting me give it to y'all like that. So if you would like for me to drop the link, and as a matter of fact, I just might drop the link in the comments, so that you can actually head over there, click the link, and get that deal. Okay, I'll do that in a minute though. But anyway, so ladies, this one is for you, specifically my sister, but for all of you. Because she loves him. But yeah, this one's about Michael B. Jordan. I wanted to start with some upbeat news today versus, the negative, because the negative is always available. And we will get to some of that in a minute. But Michael B. Jordan has done it. He's done the inevitable. I can't even say inevitable. I don't know why I'm tongue-tied. Linking up with Calvin Klein for a good old-fashioned underwear campaign. Y'all remember them back in the day? Everybody, I think Justin Bieber had one. A few people had. Mark Wahlberg, back when he was Marky Mark, he had one. But anyway, so now Michael B. Jordan is the face for Calvin Klein. He linking up with Calvin Klein for a good old-fashioned underwear campaign. And all we can say, well, all y'all can say, I mean, he all right, but all y'all can say is, yeah, it's about that time. The actor is the new face, like I said, of the famed clothing brand Spring 2023 collection, posing for a series of photos. They were spicy, where he stripped down to nothing but a pair of boxer briefs. in a variety of colors, so to speak, and looking chiseled in all black and white. A classic Calvin Klein aesthetic. Yeah, man. So, ooh, I know y'all like, what? What? Hold on, let me get back to where I was. What? If you have not seen the photos already, oh, I hate this. There's something wrong with this mouse, but it's cool. So as if you've seen the photos, Michael B. Jordan is in great shape per usual. And the timing of this is perfect right ahead of his third Creed movie, where he's also bulked up and shirtless a lot. Like we said, this was probably a long time coming. And frankly, we're surprised that the collab didn't happen sooner, being as though he has been in the Creed, saga for a minute. Mike's been a Hollywood hunk for years now, and Calvin's always flocking to the latest hot body in town for a photo. Here's the thing, though. As good looking as Michael certainly is, he might not actually be the best new thing, eye candy wise, around anymore. His boxing co-star Jonathan Majors is taking the town by storm lately in equally steamy photos, and the dude is blowing up. If you don't know who he is, he was if you've ever seen the movie White Boy Rick, he was in that. He was in a few movies. He's been in a few movies, so keep your eye out for him. But he is the face of a lot of he's the face of a lot of campaigns these days as well. Often as little clothes as possible makes sense. His physique is top notch, bodybuilder status actually, and it seems movie studio execs can't get enough of him. John's been cast a lot these last few years. The good news for everyone else is that they can catch these two lookers on the big screen soon. Their film is hitting theaters this weekend, so it's all Jordan and Majors is all them all day. I'm surprised. Most people, like I said, if you've ever seen the movie White Boy Rick, he plays, what's his name? But he plays one of the major narcotic lords in the movie. I cannot think of his name to save my life. And as soon as I finish this podcast, I promise you I will remember his name. Curry, one of the Curry brothers from Detroit. I cannot remember his first name though, but he was one of the Curry brothers from the major one from Detroit. The Curry brother that he played was actually married to Mayor Coleman Young's niece. It was a whole, you gotta, like, even if you don't watch the movie, like if you go and research the Curry brothers, you'll find out more and involving the Curry brothers as well. The dude who was like the head chief of police was in movie with Eddie Murphy. Dang. The cop movie. But anyway, this is not what we're talking about, but that is one of the movies that you can catch John's in. Okay. But do your research on that. It's a lot on that story to really jump into, really. So yeah, what is his name? It's Curry. I know his last name is Curry, and I definitely know they from Detroit, of course, because Mayor Coleman Young was the mayor of Detroit. But I cannot think of the dude's first name, but I know he was married to Coleman Young's daughter, and then when he went to prison, she started messing with White Boy Rick. A whole bunch of craziness. Because y'all know White Boy Rick, he liked his African American girls back then. So yeah. So not sure how I feel about the Creed movies though, but it's gearing up to be a good one. And Michael B. Jordan is actually not only in the movie as the star, of course, because he's Creed's, Apollo Creed's son, but he also directed this movie. So this is his directorial debut. So I don't know how I feel about it just yet, but it's lining up to be good. They said it's going to be good. Felicia Rashad is in it. All of the people who were in it in the beginning are in it. I know the Woods gentleman is in there who played in The Wire and all that good stuff. He's in there, but I don't know why everybody's names are escaping me today, but they are. Maybe it's because, like I said, I've been studying a lot, so my mind is on that, and so their mind. And I'm not good with names, I'm just going to be honest, but I know this dude's name, which is really, really perplexing me right now because I know his name. He was in The Wire. He was in a lot of stuff. But anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. So I have some advice for you guys out here because I hate to say that I'm a YouTuber, but my show does run on YouTube, so I guess I gotta call myself a YouTuber, I guess. But for those who pull pranks and things of that nature on people, I'm just gonna say be careful out here because one day, like the story I'm about to read, you will catch the wrong one. And I'm going to tell some extra things that I know about it. But one day you're going to catch the wrong one and they're not going to play with you and it's going to get ugly. I've seen that happen a lot of times, but this particular time it happened with we'll call somewhat celebrity. But Mano was caught in 4K disciplining a popular YouTuber, Bubba 100X, after one too many questions about his chain. I told y'all, see, I'm going to get to that in a minute. But the Brooklyn rapper is claiming that it was all for clicks and views. The melee went down at the Daniels Leather fashion show earlier this month as Bubba 100X and Mano were conducting his typical TikTok style of interviews. Bubba made a crack about beating Mano's ass, which immediately aged terribly when the Brooklyn rapper grabbed the jokester by his throat after the fuse was lit. Now, further footage shows Mano pinning Bubba down by his neck while reminding him of the consequences of ruffling his feathers. So Mano's co-host on Angela Yee's show Way Up this week, and there's no way that he was a co-host on that, and there was no way they was gonna jump over the topic. Like it wasn't gonna happen, right? They just wasn't going to jump over that topic, which was addressed head on. Mano claims he was 100% acting in the clip and wanted to sell the prank by making it look real with his angry emotions. Neither Angela Yee nor Jasmine Brand were totally convinced. We can't say, I'm not going to say that I believe it either, So they have reached out to Bubba to get his side of the story. So we're going to see what he got to say about it. But let me say this. Sometimes things can be taken way, way too far. And I've known my fair share of New Yorkers, right? Some you could play with, some you can't. What I've known about people from Brooklyn, a lot of them are not to be played with, right? But then let's take it a step further. I know a lot of dudes who are out here getting money, right? And they flashy and they got their jewelry and all of that good stuff. And they don't play when it comes to their jewelry. And this is one of them times where you caught a dude who, one, he paid, he getting his money and all that stuff. So he got his jewels on, he shining and all that good stuff. And then he's from Brooklyn. And he was not here to play with you. I don't really know if I believe Mano, he talks about, he was acting and all of that good stuff. Here's the thing. I don't know that he was acting. And specifically when somebody says they could beat your ass, they'd beat your ass. It went from, can I borrow your chain, to, and do you know I could beat your ass? And then that's when Mano grabbed his neck. I don't know that Mano was playing. I don't know that he was playing with him. I don't. It looked serious to me. I saw the footage. And it looked real serious to me. Like he was like, listen, stop playing with me. I'm not the one. So I don't know if I believe Mano's little spin on the story about him acting. I just don't know that I believe that. I believe that in that moment, he was for real. Now, it's moved over. Maybe Bubba was like, yo, it's a prank, because they didn't show, him saying that. But maybe it's moved over afterwards, and then Mano was like, all right. And then maybe they had a discussion later and was like, we just going to say that it was part of the prank. But that did not look like it was part of the prank. That looked dead ass serious to me. I'm just saying. I digress. So yeah, it was something else. It was a sight to behold. Hopefully it was part of the prank, but who knows? But I'm going to play a quick commercial. Be right back. What a time to be alive. I repeat, what a time to be alive. Did you know that you could get fresh ingredients along with beautiful recipes delivered to your door? Did you know that? Wow, you can get 21 free meals plus free shipping and 3 free gifts when you use the code HelloFresh21. The link is in the description. Again, use the code HelloFresh21 to get 21 free meals plus free shipping plus 3 free gifts. I'm telling you. It's time to get healthy, y'all. I am back. Hold on. I was looking for something because I have something to show y'all, but I'll get to that in a minute. Let me see. I just get so many emails, sorry. In between the job and, the stuff that I do. So many emails. But I think I know where it is, so I'll get it in a minute. So let's get to this 1501 certified CEO, Mr. Carl Crawford. I found it. I want to get to him because I'm going to start this so I can remember where it is later when I'm ready to talk about it. I want to talk about him specifically because he had a whole lot to say about this whole situation with the whole Megan Thee Stallion scenario that was going down, and it did play out on the internet, and he felt some kind of way about it, but let's talk about it. So 1501 certified entertainment honcho Carl Crawford is admitting the errors in dealing with this Meg Thee Stallion situation and wants all fences to be mended going forward, but he says he hasn't spoken to her or Jay-Z, because Jay-Z, of course, is a part of this. And I'll get to that in a minute. About the situation since 2019. And anyway, so he actually sat down with TMZ and his newly installed 1501 president, Kai Verse Tyler, as their label enters a new chapter without the H-Town hottie. Man, that beef was a lot. Hold on, So Carl openly admits, as an ex-MLB player, baseball or star, he has a competitive drive, and his drive is high. His competitive drive is high, but his knowledge of the music industry is somewhat limited, and that's what where Verse enters. Verse is an industry vet who had experience dealing with artists, publishing, and publicity campaigns, which led to a convo about 1501's current flagship artist, Erica Banks. Where the hell is Erica Banks? And their plans for her career. Now, Carl also walked back his past vitriol towards Jay-Z and Roc Nation. I told you I was going to get to that in a minute. He previously blamed them for planting evil seeds in Meghan's head and came clean about his association with Tory Lanez. I think that in itself, that was like the, you know what I mean? Like that was like that really took it to that like next level. But fans knew that the Meghan beef was real when Carl and Tory flicked it up last year inside a club. But Carl's admitting he and Tory don't know each other, and the encounter was just trolling to get back at Megan Thee Stallion. Ultimately, he regrets the stunt. We knew that though, Carl. We knew what that was. Verse says his focus is boosting the label's artist reach, and he thinks Erica starting an OnlyFans page is just another aspect of dealing with today's social media generation. That aside, he's certain that the Busset rapper has a banger with Kalani. Interesting combination. And even a cooking show coming up. Only time will tell if Meg accepts his apologies. But for Carl and Verse, at least, it happens to be water under the bridge. Okay, so here's the thing. First, Carl, we knew you taking that picture with Tory was a stunt, and we knew that you were trying to get under her skin because she had that situation going on with Tory, and you were still angry about the whole her leaving 1501 for Roc Nation. We knew that. Sometimes some people, I'm not going to say all people, I'm going to say some people do things and it's so freaking obvious. Like, it's just so obvious. Like, you can't even hide how obvious it is. People have very vengeful hearts. And I hate to say this, but I'm going to use this in this case. Hurt people hurt people. People whom hurt or experience some level of hurt try to do things to hurt other people. His hurt in this situation would be Megan leaving 1501 certified and going with Roc Nation. That's where his hurt set in, because, and I get it. I totally get it. And I'm going to tell you why I get it. I get it because Carl feels like I gave you your start. I gave you your push and you just dip off and run with Roc Nation just because like they're the bigger company or they have the bigger name. I feel like all parties involved could have handled it differently, for sure. Including Jay-Z and them. Like, they could have handled it differently. But one thing we know about Jay-Z and his counterparts, they handle things the way they want to handle things. They don't handle them the way we feel like they should handle them. They handle them in a business manner. And if he was able to finagle Megan from underneath of 1501, he was going to do it. That's how a lot of people get to the top when it comes to this industry. There's other ways, but this is one specific way of how people get to the top in this industry. They shortchange other people. Megan as well knew what she was doing. She knew that she was with 1501, but guess what? She didn't care about that. It was Roc Nation. And she knew that they could take her career to a higher plateau. So, and then Carl, with the whole internet shenanigans and all that, you know, it was a lot. It was a lot. I do feel like all parties involved were a little shady. Carl with his shenanigans, Megan with her shenanigans, and Roc Nation with their shenanigans. But to be honest, Carl, you knew in that opportunity, you had to know that. No, you are not well vested in the music industry and how that works, but you've heard things. You've been a star. You know how that works. It works the same way, I hate to say this, in all industries, whether it be baseball, basketball. If they can finagle some stuff and twist it and turn it to their will, they will. You should know this. But it seems that he's found his peace with the situation. It seems like he's just ready to move on. Yes, I'm going to say this again, because that is your artist now. Where the hell is Erica Banks? And don't be letting her do little stupid ass videos and shit that don't make sense. I feel like she could be a way doper artist. But see, that's the thing. I think also that's part of why Megan left, because she felt like she could have a better situation if she went to Rock Nation, and she wouldn't be doing, because I'm not going to talk about this video with Erica Banks that I didn't like, that I hated, totally hated. But I feel like Megan felt like if she stayed in that situation, and she didn't even know yet because Erica Banks wasn't even on the roster yet. But now seeing that video that Erica Banks did, Megan probably thought in her mind, I'm never going to get but so far with 1501. So I should make a power move and do what I need to do for me. And I think that's what happened. It's not rocket science. It's not. So, yeah, that's what went down. He said he cool now, though. He just trying to focus on the business at hand, which I totally agree with. I totally think that's what you should be doing right now. Focus on your label, because that's what's going to pay you. That Megan situation, I don't know that. You're going to get your little wines, but you ain't going to get, your M's off of that situation. So, yeah. Good for you, Carl, for moving on. Okay. And good for you for bringing somebody in that knows a little something more about the music business than you do. It's very important. Very, very important. So, let me talk about my birthday twin, which is incredible. But yeah, my birthday twin. I got a couple of them, but I don't have many that's famous, right? This one that is famous goes by the name of Lil Wayne. So we're going to get into him real quick. So hip-hop heads have been debating for weeks now about the new all-time greatest rapper list that has Jay-Z at number one. I'm quite sure Lil Wayne not the only one with beef with this list, but I'm going to tell y'all why I think he made it the number one at the end of this. But now Lil Wayne has entered the chat and he says he's the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time. Weezy said as much this past week during an appearance on Zane Lowe's Apple Music podcast show, where the topic of the Billboard's 50 greatest rappers of all time was a conversation piece, which they published February the 8th. Came up. So that was part of the conversation. And Lil Wayne, to Lil Wayne's surprise, he clocked in at only number 7 below several others. Ooh, ain't like that. The outlet has Biggie, Eminem, Tupac, Nas, and Kendrick Lamar, and Jay-Z ahead of him, respectively. But Wayne begs to differ on all of them, especially among, I don't know what's going on here, but especially, I'm just going to keep going, but especially among the those still living. He says straight up, he's number one. And even there's survey takers to ask the guys ranked higher than him how they feel about it. In his view, he thinks they'd agree. Wayne is greater than them. Well, per usual, though, this is all subjective, and it's not really clear what sort of criteria Billboard is even following in deeming anyone better than the other. From the looks of it, it seems like they're pegging Jay as the top dog because of his overall success, which he certainly achieved a lot, and I do mean a lot. But if you check Twitter, it appears that many are agreeing with the notion that Lil Wayne is in fact better than Jay-Z, both in terms of rap skill and cultural impact, which really should be how these things are measured. Fact is, Weezy is still spitting fire in 2023. He has a collaboration with DMX, and I don't know what happened here. This is weird. But he has a collab with DMX because I remember before X passed, he did say on his album that they did do a collaboration whereas one could argue Jay-Z isn't really rapping like he used to at his peak. But turn that back on. With that being said, their numbers are comparable. Wayne has 3 number 1 hits, Billboard Hot 100, and Jay-Z has 4 number 1 of his own. However, Wayne has 25 of his songs in the top 10 historically, whereas Jay-Z only has 22 in the same category. So on song for song basis, they're close. They real close. Even on album count, Jay-Z has 14 number 1s to Wayne's 9 Billboard 200. That's the Billboard 200 has almost tied. So I guess it's all in the eye of the beholder, but can probably be answered honestly with one simple question in your heart of hearts. Whose music are you actually bumping at the function? And who truly has more memorable repertoire overall? Now, I told y'all, I feel like, let me fix this real quick. I told y'all, I feel like, well, I do. I honestly feel like they're comparing Jay-Z's career overall, not rap career, but his career as a mogul, his career, because he's done a lot of things. You remember, he's created many albums, he's had hits, he's won Grammys, many Grammys. Him and Beyonce out here winning Grammy. Like if they competing, if there's a competition, I would say them two are at it head to head on the Grammy tip. Jay-Z was also the president of Def Jam at one point in time. And then he's had multiple businesses. So I really, really feel like it's based upon what Jay-Z has done, not as much as the music. But when it comes to these lists that people create, because there's been a few lists that I'm like, what? Like, why is this person even on the list? I've asked that question many, many, many times over. I have, because like, who's was it, The Source or Double XL? Is one of them. They have a list that comes out. I believe it's Double XL. But anyway. Okay, hold on, y'all. Okay, so they have this list that comes out, and hold on. I don't even know how that happened either. They have this list that comes out every year, and sometimes I'm like, why is this person on the list? I really am, and I'm a tough critic when it comes to rap music. I guess because I grew up on a lot of old school hip hop and stuff like that. You know, I was born in 79, so I've seen hip hop evolve. And so when it comes to certain dynamics, I expect a certain level of artistry, so to speak. And so sometimes I have questions about these lists. Like sometimes I have questions. Well, when I see the list, because I don't watch the Grammys anymore, but like if I saw the list of the Grammys, sometimes I have questions about why people are in certain categories. It's not the people that they're coming to that ask these questions. It is actually a board that sits down and say, okay, who are we going to put on here? And even with Billboard, like same thing. Why? And that list that I was talking about was double XL, but same thing with Billboard. Who is sitting down and making these decisions? In that case, I believe it's the journalists that work for, well, I don't know. I think it's still a committee. I do. And so you can't really take these lists serious now, can you? Because it's not everybody making the decision. It's some people making the decision. And it's some people that are higher up that are making these decisions. So I wouldn't even take it personal if I was Wayne, to be honest. Birthday twin, don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. But us as Libras, especially ones that's born on that day, no, we don't believe anybody is better than us. I don't care how long you've been in the game. I don't care if I came in the game yesterday. I am the greatest of all times. That's why I tell my kid this every day. She is the greatest of all time. She is my offspring. I don't necessarily believe. I mean, all right, you've done it longer, you have more experience, but that don't mean nothing. I'm great at anything I put my mind to. So I get it, Wayne. I get it, birthday twin. I don't care if it is Jay-Z. I don't feel like you're better than me. I get it. I get it. There's a lot of people out here. I'm like, she good, but I don't think she's better than me. Or, yeah, they did it this way, and that's dope and all, but I'm still pretty dope. So, yeah, I get it. I understand. I do. I really, really do. Okay, so let's keep it moving. I do, though. I definitely do. And I know he was like, what? They ain't better than me. So I get it. I get it. Okay, so let's get into this Kodak Black situation. Kodak Black never lets you down when it comes to being an idiot. He's proven it time and time again. And I think this situation proves to be true too. And I'm going to tell you why I think that in a minute, but let's talk about it. So Kodak Black is wanted by the cops in Florida. This is after he allegedly violated his bail conditions for failing his narcotic test earlier this month. According to new legal documents, a judge signed off on an arrest warrant in Kodak's name Thursday, which just got filed by the Broward County Court yesterday. In the paperwork, it says that Kodak is to be taken into custody if any sheriff's deputies encounters him. They're not playing with him. The reason a judge says that he was found to have screwed up twice in recent weeks. One on February 3rd, the agency he's supposed to report to did a random narcotic test and claims that he was a no-show for the screening. Of course he was. And failed to submit a sample that day. The following week, on February the 8th, that same agency said that Kodak did submit a sample, but they alleged that it came back dirty. Now, according to them, he tested positive for traces of fent, although it's unclear how much, which is, I told y'all he's always been an idiot to me. That was enough for the judge to tell the authorities to go get him. If he's caught, there's additional orders to hold him without bond until his next hearing in this other case from last year. If you recall, he was arrested in July for possession of a controlled substance without prescription and trafficking. This after cops say they found upwards to 31 of the one substance pills in his car, which were found during the traffic stop in Fort Lauderdale. He posted a $75,000 bail and was released, but not without restriction in place, namely keeping his drug test clean. And I said, keeping his urine clean. Kodak didn't look too happy in his mugshot at the time, but as far as we know, he hasn't been picked up yet. And for a new, not for the new one anyway. So we waiting to hear from his lawyer to see what's going on. Here's the thing, and we have heard from Kodak, but not about this. We've heard from Kodak because he's been online telling people he wanted to see their penal units. Oh yeah, he said that. I'm looking for something. I'm sorry. Yeah, he was on. I think he was playing Grand Theft Auto. Hold on. Yeah, I think he was playing Grand Theft Auto, and he told the dude to let him see his take off the boxes and let him see his lower region and see how big it was. So Kodak's been around. He just ain't been. I don't think he is in town. I think he is elsewhere because he know they looking for him. I just do. And because he is at celebrity status, he got some paper, he toured and all of that good stuff. He has the money to do so. So we're going to see what's happening. But they trying to get his butt. They trying to get him. They trying to get him. But let's get to this. So Cardi B has been firing on cylinders when it comes to her community service, apparently having done work at a church, a high school, a couple of notable organizations in and around NYC, like the Fortune Society and the Samaritan Village. She has a couple of days left to complete and appears to be on track to getting it all done. Now, it's been learned that Cardi's appearance at the NYPD Academy wasn't for cops, but it was for kids, which I think is dope. But not only little kids, little girls to be specific. We're told that she showed up for a police mentorship program called Girl Talk, which is most certainly serving the community and fulfilling her pledge. Cardi even addressed her work a bit further on Twitter, writing, "Community service has been the best thing that has happened to me, almost like a spiritual journey, because sometimes I leave these centers in tears. Those people that we leave behind, they need somebody to talk to and a little push. And you might be able to change their life forever." Cardi is getting her 15 days community service done one by one, and it looks like part of the load was designed toward the NYC cops. More specifically, their entertainment. The rapper popped into the NYPD Police Academy in Queens Friday for what seems to be a formal appearance she set up with some higher-ups in the force, part of which was caught on camera as officers in training cheered her on. This, according to the New York Post. Yeah, Cardi, get it done, girl. I was gonna get it done. But it's unclear how long Cardi B was there or what exactly she did, other than dance around up for a bit, which can be seen on camera. But it sure sounds like these count as a part of her community service. After the appearance, she was talking about how this would indeed go towards her court order community service. In one tweet, she wrote, "My brain is burning from waking up early, community service, then the studio. But I did the crime. I only have myself to blame. And she's taking account of that's that Libra stuff though. That's what I'm saying. It's something about Libras. We are all about taking accountability for our bull crap. Other people not so much, but we are big on that. I know I am. I'm always in my head like I did this, so I gotta take accountability for it. Of course, she certainly seems to be joking here, considering the real community service is often labor intensive and out by the side of the freeway somewhere. In this case, it appears she just showed up to the academy for a little bit of FaceTime with the cadets and called it a day. If this is how she's able to check her 15-day requirement, you got to figure she'll be in for a relatively easy path forward. And frankly, good for her for figuring out a way to skip picking up trash and scrubbing graffiti. Because Lord knows New York got a lot of it. Well, Baltimore do too, so I ain't going to talk too much trash. Showing up and or performing beats the hell out of doing all of that. If you recall, Cardi actually missed her her deadline to have her service done back in January, but was given an extension to finish by March the 1st, which is around the corner. It's a couple of days away, actually. Yeah, man. If that's how, but it all stems from all of this came from that incident she had in the strip club with the two broads. Tekashi 6ix9ine's little girlfriend. I don't know if she wound up getting in trouble a little bit later on for assaulting him. But yeah, this all come from that. She received 15 days of community service and she almost near the finish line. So yay for you, Cardi. Let's get to this Peter thing though, because Peter always everywhere. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna say I'm an animal lover. I love animals, right? But at the same time, y'all got to stop thinking y'all got control over everybody and they're going to do what you say do. That's not how this works. It's not how any of this works. If it doesn't work for you, boo-boo, get low. Stay away from it. But anyway, Rihanna is getting a new addition to her wardrobe. Peter is sending her a faux fur coat after the pregnant singer appeared to wear a real fur to dinner. Here's the deal. Rihanna was photographed this week in a full-length fur coat, which Peter tells us is almost certainly made of the real deal. Of course it is. It's Rihanna. Now the animals rights organization wants Reed to make some fashion changes. Peter fired off a letter to Rihanna's team saying they noticed her fur coat and then pleaded their case for switching to faux fur and offered a faux fur coat to her. And the letter to Peter, Peter's senior vice president, Lisa Lang, cites Rihanna's growing family, writing, "As a mother, you know what it's like to feel protective and to want to make sure no harm comes to your family. Please understand that this desire is instinct even. Is shared by minks, foxes, rabbits who were torn away from their families and taken out for the sake of furs." I don't know, Peter. I don't know if you're going to get your wish, but good luck. But I guess it's a lot better than them coming and splashing her with stuff. You feel me? And right now, you would definitely get in trouble because that girl is way pregnant. And that could be looked at as assault if she wanted to take it there. So, yeah. I don't know. I think that, again, I don't know if she's going to switch. She might do it, though. I mean, she seems like a kind-hearted young woman. And maybe in her mind, it makes sense. I don't know. I'm not Rihanna. I can't tell you what Rihanna is thinking, and I'm never presuming to tell you what Rihanna thinks. But I will say this. I do feel like a lot of times, let me take this off my screen. A lot of times people want to be in charge of what others do. And you can't always have control over what other people, what they got going on. I don't know why I did that anyway, because what I need is right here. I'm set tripping, y'all. Hold on. So, what time is it? I gotta show some love. I'm not gonna play another commercial because I don't want to miss out on showing my love to my peoples. I just don't. I feel like, we got other times to play commercials. I don't have to do that right now. Anyway, so I want to show love to my peeps, to my peoples, because they be showing love to me. So some people I gotta pay special close attention to first. And that's because, sorry, hair got in my mouth. That's because they show love to me in abundance. And I love them for it, and I'm always going to love them for it. And, if you make the numbers rise, you can get in this list too. But my top 6, United States, the United Kingdom, because the United Kingdom, they coming through. I like y'all over there in the United Kingdom. India, France, Germany. Oh, and Belgium. Specifically Brussels. Hi, darlings. Yeah, they show me the most love, so I always shout them out first. But I got some other people that I got to show love to as well, because I don't love some of you. I love you all, and I love you all equally. They just download more. Brazil, Netherlands, Singapore, South Africa, Spain. Yeah, Spain, y'all been coming through. It's specifically, y'all, listen, I'll talk to y'all about that later. Spain, the Philippines, Australia, Japan, Mexico, Ireland, Nepal, Mauritius, Israel, Canada, Hong Kong. I'm not done. You can hold on for a second. I'm not finished. Russia. Y'all been coming through too. I see you, Russia. Shout out to y'all that listen. I'm surprised, but big shout out to you guys. China, also surprised, but big shout out to you. Poland, Tunisia, Venezuela, baby. Hold on, I'm not finished. Indonesia. Hold on, I'm gonna make this bigger because I'm blind as a bat. I just don't tell anybody that. Indonesia, Switzerland. Hold on, I'm not finished. Turkey, Austria, not Australia, Austria. Kenya, Pakistan, Romania. Big love to y'all. I'm not finished. Y'all thought I was done. I'm not finished. So I got more people to show love to because they show love to me, baby. This is what we do over here. They show me love. I'm gonna show them love. I got more people. Hey, did I get Poland? Yeah, I said Poland, I think. Just wanted to make sure. I can't leave anybody out. Yeah, I believe. But if I didn't say it, now you know, Poland, I got big love for you. This list gets longer, and sometimes I'll just be forgetting stuff, people to show love to. And I said that I was going to stop that. I was going to be stern about making sure I show all my people love. But last but not least, Nigeria. Thanks for the love, man. I love it. I love to see all my peoples come through and be like, yeah, I'm listening. Oh, by the way, this is my listening audience. You should make sure that you hit the chat and say, hey, I'm watching, so I can shout you out too. But shout out to anybody that is watching on YouTube or Twitch or Facebook as well. Now let's talk about Facebook real quick. I got a couple minutes. They've been set tripping lately, but I fixed the situation. But that is the reason why I don't put all of the things in my description anymore, nor am I really going to be putting all the hashtags and all the places that you can find me. But if you want to find me, it's link. We have a link tree. If you just go www.linktree/ambitiously ENT, all of the sponsors are there. Okay. And you can just hit that. If it doesn't say, let me make sure it says ENT, because I don't want to be giving y'all the wrong thing. But yeah, they've been set tripping lately, said it was kind of spammy. and I don't want none of those problems. So hold on, let me get this right so I can say it. I just can't show it because they hate us. Yeah, they hate us. They start tripping on me. If it's not ENT, it's entertainment. But all of our sponsors are available in that link. Oh, it's just okay. So it's www.linktree. The tree, there's a dot in between the R and the EEs /ambitiously. And all of the links for our sponsors are there. So you know. And I might put them on the website this week just so you'll be able to get there with ease. But yeah, they've been tripping on me, y'all. I've been, man, they've been tripping. Plus, I've been getting reported by people, but whatever. It's all there though, right? So, that's that. Also, we run over a little bit today, but it's cool because I need to show y'all something. Because we have people who be set tripping, I'm going to show y'all something really quick because I feel like you should know. Can't even put that in, not on Facebook anyway, but I'm going to show you something really quick. Let me get there. Yep. Let me get right there, honey. So, put this on the screen. Hold on, let me get back here so I can show you guys. I told you guys, make that bigger. I told you guys that we were making a transition over to having our own, another channel, our own space, another situation. So this is our View It channel. It's, as you can see, hopefully you can see it in the URL browser, but it's View It, so it's channels.viewit.com, and I will be sharing it on social media. I can share it, but I just can't share it in my live for Facebook for some strange reason. And it's at Ambitiously ENT. That's where we will be putting a lot of stuff too, just to cover our bases so that we're available everywhere. We're still on YouTube, we're still on Twitch. It's just some things I can't put in the description. We're still on Facebook. I just can't put some things in the description because they be hating all the way. And Instagram, but they all one company, so we know they be hating together. All right, there's some things I gotta say before I get out of here. Would you like to come on the show? Hit us up, ambitiouslythepodcast@gmail.com. Again, ambitiouslythepodcast@gmail.com. It's scrolling. You can always join the conversation, drop a comment, hit the line. It's always open and available. You can drop a text as well, or ask me to drop the link, and I will, so you can come on. Know that any music that I play, I have full permission to play. I wouldn't play the music if I didn't have permission to play, and I got it on camera, and I have written consent. So yeah, that's what we're doing over here. Remember, you can always like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. That is the free way to support this podcast. Check out our website, www.ambitiouslyentertainment.com. Again, www.ambitiouslyentertainment.com. Yeah, child. If you would like to donate to this podcast, hit us up. $ capital LURLUCIDITY. Lord Lucidity. It's scrolling. It's there. And then also remember that this podcast is on all streaming platforms, and actually the information that I can't put on Facebook is on YouTube. It's also on whatever streaming platforms we are streaming from, which is all of them. So you can get the links there as well. Whew, that was a lot to get off my chest, but Facebook been tripping. They been set tripping, y'all. So a few things that I gotta say real quick before I get up out of here, because I say these things every night before I leave the show. And the first things first, mind your business, because everybody's business is not your business. That's why it's their business and you got your own business. Mind your business. Just mind your business. It's safer that way. You want to mind somebody else's business, come here Media Mondays, and I'll tell you other people's business, because that's what I do on Media Mondays. Love your babies. Hug your babies. Encourage your babies to be freaking awesome. If they want to work for NASCAR, then tell them to be the best NASCAR driver, pit boss, commentator or whatever else they do over there at NASCAR. I don't know. I've never worked there. If they would like to be work for NASA, then tell them to be the best astronaut, engineer, secretary, janitor, receptionist, or whatever else they do over there at NASA, because I've never worked there either. But just tell them to be the greatest of all time. Encourage them to be the greatest of all time. And just know that you're the first line of encouragement for them. And that's very important. But most of all, love your babies. And last but not least, stay in your lane. Because everybody's lane is not your lane. You jump in my lane, you getting this. That's what you're going to get. You don't want that. You want her. She's sweet and cuddly and kind and amazing. You want her, or at least her. Because, baby, I'm happy if I'm purring. But stay in your lane, because everybody's lane is not your lane. Everybody's lane is not your lane. So listen, what usually happens is if you jump into someone else's lane, a collision happens. And who needs that? Nobody. So stay in your lane. That's it. It's that simple. And with that being said, my babies, because you guys are extraordinary, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Thank you for those who show love. I love you so much and appreciate you so much. I gotta get out of here, but I love you guys. Bye.